these monster boards. These are 24-foot long treated 2x10s. And that is the YouTube Yacht Project. It is a boat-shaped in themed rental cabin we're building. There'll be a little paddle wheel. There'll be a fake smokestack out the backside. That's the wheelhouse. There's windows to go up there. We haven't got there yet because we've got to get the deck done before we can put the windows in. And you guessed it, those 24-foot treated 2x10s are the next step on the deck. In a previous attempt, we took two 11-foot 2x10s, combined them together in the middle and tried to bend them around to get that curved shape in the bow. Didn't like the way it looked, so I ordered some monster 2x10s. Step one is going to be to take this board down. That's those two 11-footers that we spliced together with a 2x6 in an effort to get the deck to follow that curve just a little bit. Let's add a little kicker to this though, you know, because this was a sketchy decision, honestly. Yep. 2 extra screws is plenty, I think. It's probably not the best side of the board to be on, but yep. Okay. That's something. Yeah. If we're just super careful here, we can just do it this way. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that was the easiest way for sure. All right. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'd love for it to reach the ground before it came off the end. Yep. Springy, very springy. I want to walk down it. I want to see how springy it feels. I was right. It was fun. Not as springy as I'd hoped. Okay. Then we'll just aim it. Okay. Yeah, that's about what I expected. That's fine. We have a lot of heavy breathing to edit out. Okay. Now the old physics, hopefully it's just kind of like a teeter-totter for us here. And we can gently tilt it up. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. Nope, that's bad. That's bad. Oh, look at that. Okay. Use the old Milwaukee impact here. All right, buddy boy. One end secured. Okay. Time for the bend. Now, we got to lasso the board out there and see if we can get her pulled in with the ratchet strap. We did last time, so I don't suspect any problems this time. Told the guy at work, he said, "What are you doing on the boat today?" And I said, "Well, I'm setting some 24-footers. He said, "By yourself?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Good luck." Come on, John, you didn't doubt me, did you? You didn't doubt me. The last time we just had to pull a little bit at a time. Then, you know, we kind of run out of room on the spool on the strap. Set a screw over there and reset. So it'll take a couple cycles, but All right, so we were pulled over. I got like an 1/8 to get up to the line, elevation-wise. I don't know if it's gonna let me raise it and slide it at the same time, but we're gonna try. Yeah, that's real good. That's real good. Run it, buddy. Let's go. I need this end to go up a little bit, about 1 inch. I'm gonna reroute my strap, keep it on the bottom side, but then come up and over these. And that way when it pulls, it gives it just a little lift too, and hopefully that gets us where we need it. So you can see the level sitting there. That's what we got to get that up to. I don't know if we can just, oh gosh, okay. That is bolted up. It is to the correct elevation. The curve looks fantastic. There's one spot on that section we're gonna have to address. I knew there's a potential for what is happening to happen there, and I've got a plan, but I wanna get some other things done before we address it. Let's get this strap off here, and then switch the setup to the other side. Guys ready for round 2? Except on the taller, sketchier side. Last time we set this when we dropped it the first time, and that was just a 16-footer. So, how are we gonna do this? I don't know. Am I clear? Now what? Now what? I don't have a plan. Okay, hold on. Down up the shoulder. Oh, yes. I have no plan. Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Oh, gosh. Easy, bud. Yeah. Okay. Well, come on. Here we go. Okay. Now we're headed the right way, aren't we? Stand it up. This a few times. Then it'll pivot. Right? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. You know what? This might maybe do it there, and then we can slide her down onto that. The odds I can pick that up, and I don't think great yet, but I think we're getting close to great. I'm thinking I'm crazy, right? But I mean, oh yeah. Hold on here. Okay. All right. How are we looking? Good. Okay. This is one of those steps that I had a vision of how I wanted it to turn out. I just wasn't 100% sure how I was going to get there. We tried it with the 2 splice boards like you saw, but the longer board is definitely the ticket for this. A lot of places, lumber yards, you can get custom lengths for this, and where I was at, they could go up to the length of 24 foot. That was perfect. That's just what we got, and it's going to work out great. This is the same process as the port side. We're just hooking the ratchet strap up, pull it, reset until we get everything fastened where we want it. We get this knocked out, then we'll probably go ahead and start slamming some joists towards the stern side where we put those first rim joists up a few videos ago working on this deck. I'm having a hard time getting past how awesome this looks. There's still some more detail work to do on the front end of things here, obviously, but it looks so good. We're going to start slamming these. We've already got these joist hangers in, 2x6s across. We're just going to start slamming these things in. You guys understand the process to that. We're just going to go through, get some measurements. We put them into place. One side of the joist hanger is already nailed. When we get the other side nailed, and look at that, you got a joist. And we just do that a whole lot. And then we just do that on repeat, just a tremendous amount of times. I'll get you a count. You want to count? I'll get you. I'll do that for you guys. Let me get you a count how many times we're going to do this on this incredibly short span. 50. Now it's fast, huh? Fast math. 50 itty bitty, mainly 3 foot, some of them around the 4 foot range on the curve here, 2x6 joists, so that we can get this deck on. My Milwaukee Sharpie exploded. Can't tell if I taste ink or not. Just look through the trees, you might see him. There he goes. That never gets old. Thunder over there though, so that's wild, because, whoa, speaking of wild, here's something. I don't mind the rain. That's not too much of a problem, especially with the overhang, but I do mind the lightning. We're gonna call that for today. 70 degrees and sunny to the next day being 30-ish degrees and a little overcast, but that's okay. That's just the good old Indiana spring for you. We're gonna go ahead and run joist hangers on the outside of this straight section of the wall. We're gonna do that on both sides because I'd like to go ahead and start getting some deck boards there. That is where it's gonna transition in how we do these. We're doing things a little different. We'll explain the whole thing along the way. There is one thing we have to do because this little straight section we're doing now, there is a slight curve there, and I don't want that slight curve there. I've got the long-term plan on how to permanently address that, but I don't have the material, so we're just gonna do a short-term plan to kind of get it into shape today so we can keep moving with those deck boards. Also got a little brush pile, burn pile going over there, burning up all the scrap wood, just a good time with all the rain. And any sticks and stuff that's laying around, trying to get this cleaned up a little bit so whenever we get the skid steer, we just have less stuff to fight. The next step is a super sketchy ladder setup. That's good, glad we were paying attention to that. So that's what we're looking like, minus one there and one on the very end. We'll address that here in a second. This is gonna be fantastic. This makes me super excited. Here's the next step. See what we got? See this piece? This is part of that 24 footer. And obviously, whenever we went cranking around on that there, well, it pulled it that way just a little bit, and we don't want that. We want that to be straight. Now the long-term solution, the permanent hold it in place, you never have issues with it, is 2 pieces all thread here and there, one cavity between. It'll be right in that pocket just above the bottom of the 2x6 because there's soffit that goes under here eventually. So it'll be covered up by the soffit. There'll be a piece all thread that runs from here into here on the inside of the structure, and then we can use that to pull that in tight, and that'll do really well. For the temporary, for today's purposes, so we can get things going, what we're gonna do is run some super long screws in these, hold them tight, and then some super long screws into here, and hopefully hold it tight. You don't get a lot of pull out of this end grain like that, but we'll see what we got. Kind of baby step it, stair step it type thing, you know. Here we go. It looks pretty good. Like I said, we'll get some all thread on there too. There's a little curve in at the end, which they're supposed to be. But that looks really good. Get that all thread in there for the permanent thing, because I'm not 100% confident into that end grain you don't get quite as much strength. So I'm not 100% confident that over time that wouldn't pop out. But with a couple pieces of all thread, she'll be golden. That'll definitely get us for now though. The next step before we start putting boards down, we've got to, well, just imagine that says deck joist tape, because that's what it is. It is a tape that we put on the top. It's supposed to seal itself as screws go through and seal around the screws and add some extra protection on top of the deck joist. We did it on the walkway down there. Is that real life? It's got really good reviews and it seems to be all the rage nowadays. Everybody seems to be doing it. And I'm not against it. It's not terribly expensive. And if it'll get you a few more years out of your deck, well, I think that's the best way to go. The good news is this deck is relatively covered. It'll get some blow in, but it's not as exposed as a roofless deck for obvious reasons, because it has a roof. No, you guys are following that. Anyway, that's the process. We roll it out, we cut it, and we move on. So I'm down to the last two on this side, and then we got to run the rim joists as well. Just a little bit more protection. Flashing will go across this, and that way water will run down and across if it tries to seep or do anything like that. That's kind of where I'm at in my head with it. I'm not saying it's right, but I don't think it's wrong. I'm gonna try to hug this edge and maybe even get that up on the wall just a little bit. Definitely don't want any moisture between that rim joist and the structure. And then it's just a matter of playing catch up on the starboard side. We're just gonna patch in a few 2x6s we missed the first time around because of the way the joist hangers fit. Get those screws right in so we can get that piece pulled in nice and straight the way we want it. And then a whole lot of taping. I did find that it was much easier on this side to tape off the ladder instead of being up on the joist. And also I figured out, depending on how I rolled that tape out, that I can pull the cellophane off, the little backing off as I unroll it, which saved a lot of time. So this side actually went quite a bit faster, and then decided to go ahead and run the zip flashing down this side. Now we're gonna run the zip flashing down this side. But first step, we're gonna cut this bottom plate out. That way our zip flashing can come down and then across that gap as well. So anything under the door, yeah, you get it, right? Water bad, zip flashing, expensive, but good. Go ahead and use my nail punch, because it's a nail, you get it? It's nail punch, okay. Oh, you know, you figure that it works better. Should be through, probably at least one nail in here. Very nice. And we're done with that. We're real heavy at the overlap on this. Magic. Absolute magic. So obviously on these, it's just common sense, right? We're just going 16 on center. And on these, we went 16 on center because that piece there, that doubled up 2x6, is nice and straight and follows the wall. But of course, with this curve, I keep going back and forth how I want to lay those joists out in my head. And I was like, oh, that's going to be complicated. We're just going to have to do something with this radius. But now that I look at it, I think I'm just going to 90 off that wall, set one, and then pull off of that. And wherever the 16 lies, it lies. I don't think there's any reason to make it any more complicated than it needs to be. We'll just do it. Just let the hands do the work and we'll figure it out later. Thought process here is we'll just 90 over with the speed square and the level here. Not checking for level, just using it as a straight edge. We'll just speed square off of this. Framing square would be better, but who's got time for that, you know? Side's the X on here. That side. And I've already got a mark there. I'll have this one, but then there's one that's going to be right there. As long as this gap is less than 16, which it looks like it should be, no problem. I think we can just rock those. Let me set this first one, then I can use it to pull off of. All right, you get the idea. More joist hangers. Oh no, no. Oh. And the same thing down this side. It worked pretty well over there. The only thing I did halfway down where I come off of the actual wall and we're out on the doubled 2x6 just by itself, I just re-squared it to make sure we were still lined up. It looked pretty daggone good, so we're running with it. We'll just have to see how the joists lay in here in just a second. So while we're in the neighborhood, I got this double 2x6 hanger. It's got to go right there. Let's just get that knocked out real quick. Had to check first. Something I would do for sure. Of course, the ladder's perfectly where it needs to be. That's great. That's good. Should always have to move the ladder on a 6-inch job. All right. Well, that'll do her. Oh, we're just knocking it out today. Gonna get this off here. I'm gonna go ahead and get these trimmed up to what they're actually supposed to be. Good enough. So with those in place, it's a couple hours later, by the way, I had to go run some errands. With those in place, we're now ready to get measurements. Now, obviously, you can tell they're each gonna be, every single one of those is gonna be different. So I'm gonna get myself a notepad, a tape measure, and set up for some more measuring. This is just exhilarating. I mean, if you came here for adrenaline rush, you should be getting it. This is some exciting stuff. And then we're just repeating the same steps we did earlier. A whole lot of measuring, a whole lot of cutting, getting everything installed nice and neat, looking as good as we can make it look. And then we're gonna do some taping and some flashing. So this is where I have to leave you on this one. We are so close to getting all the deck framing done, and you can see in the footage, we've got some more deck boards staged and ready to go. The next video, hopefully by the end of the next video, we have all the deck framing done, deck boards installed, and the windows cut out and ready to go. Windows are getting delivered the following week, and once this deck is done, we can get them in there. So I'm pretty excited for that step. I can't thank you guys enough for watching. Let me know what you think about this project down in the comments. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you got your notifications turned on, because we have a whole bunch more content coming out on this project and a variety of other projects as well. If you got any questions on how we're gonna do things or why we're doing things the way we're doing them, just keep watching. 9 times out of 10, those questions will be answered.